Okay, so this is my first game of Dust Warfare. I'm here with Rich. Say hello, Rich.
Hello, Rich.
I knew you'd do it as well. They always do. I love it though. It's brilliant. But anyway, so it's our first game of Dust Warfare. Both of our first games of Dust Warfare, and I have taken on the Allies. I'm using the Allies, that is, and Rich is going to be using the Axis with their giant dirty walker.
Tank.
That's it. The big tank is pretty dirty. So. The first thing we're going to do, we've set up the table already. We shouldn't have done that, I've just realised, but oh well, we've set it up. We're going to roll to see what scenario we're going to play. So it's an idea of bidding. So we each roll 5 of these combat dice. So I've got 4. And what have you got over there?
I have 2.
2. So Rich gets to bid the first of his 2 points to pick the scenario. So we're going to bid on our scenarios and we'll tell you what we're going for at the beginning of turn 1. See you in a sec, guys. So we're just about to start our game and we used the battle builder to choose our scenarios you just saw. So what we ended up with was the objective: eliminate the enemy. The deployment was a forced collision, which meant Rich got to deploy in that corner and I got to deploy in this corner. Okay, and then the conditions was off-target shelling, which we're going to talk about more in the actual game, but basically it's shelling from artillery or aircraft, and it plasters the whole area, so the scenery kind of suits it, and soldiers are forced to take additional precautions to avoid a fiery death, according to this book. Units do not remove suppression markers during the end phase, so basically it's going to make our lives a bit difficult if we get suppressed under heavy fire. Okay, so we're going to get started with the first turn. We're going to see how that goes, and we'll be back with you at the end of our first turn. So that was turn 1. We rolled some dice to see who went first, and you went first, didn't you, Rich?
I did, yes. I got to move my tank in the command phase.
That's right, so this game's split up into a couple of phases. You've got the command phase, in which you get to move and people cannot react to you moving. So Rich got to move his tank, I got to move Bazooka Joe and his squad and my 2 tanks. And the idea of the command phase is the person who's got the least units is most likely to get to go first. So that's why Rich got to go first. Then we moved on to the unit phase, and what did you do in your unit phase, Rich?
Basically, all the squads moved forward, sort of maximum. But you got 2 actions, so you can move, or you can shoot and move, or you can move and shoot, or you can shoot and reroll. But I will let just a closing on the Allies.
That's it. I've done pretty much the same, so I didn't do any shooting in my phase, in my unit phase. I just chose to move up as close as possible. And as you can see, my jump infantry have gone really far forwards, but they're closing that gap between those zombies over there. I'm not liking the look of them. Okay, so we are going to go into our turn 2. This has been very, very quick so far, guys, and we'll see you at the end of turn 2. So that was our turn 2, and things are starting to get messy. So Rich got to go first in this one. In the command phase, he couldn't move anything because he rolled no hits on these combat dice. I got to move a unit, so I chose to move my rocket troops into combat with those zombies over there. They couldn't act in the combat phase apart from moving, because you can only make 1 action in the combat phase, and then you get to act as normal in the unit phase. We then moved on to Rich's unit phase, and what did you get up to?
The zombies hit first, and as you can see by the lack of rocket troops, they were quite effective. And what was the name of the German tank?
The Königsluthor.
Thank you very much. Fired and did a very abysmal job of firing at the flame tank, and did a mighty 1 hit.
That's all right.
Yes, so that was sort of the majority of my movement, and the rest of the forces kind of moved up.
Yes, yes indeed. So we've got some laser troops with Sigrid von Thaler herself hiding in a crater, and then what I did is in my command phase. Did I already talk about that? Yeah, I did. In the unit phase, everything moved. And yeah, I think I opened fire with the pounder at the Königsluthor, caused 3 wounds on it.
3 wounds out of 10.
So it's got 7 left out of 10, yeah, 7 left. It's such a hard beast of a thing. Okay, so we'll see you at the end of our turn 3. Sorry about that, guys. So with the batteries reloaded, where were we? We were talking about zombies killing
zombies
combat rangers.
Attacked the rangers and took a heavy toll on them. But as you see, the lack of zombies, I'm sure you'll explain about this, what happened to them then.
Yes, indeed. So that was your turn done with, yeah?
Yeah, that was my turn done with.
Legal Force?
The laser troops.
Oh, yeah, these guys?
They shot and didn't do anything.
Ah.
Laser's good unless they miss.
Yeah, they are, but they do tend to miss, and then it's very hard to get that re-roll. So what did I do in my turn? Well, there wasn't a great deal I could do. It's been very quick and bloody. So I moved up with these two squads. What's it called? The hot dog fired at the zombies that were here, and they took them out. So they wiped them out with the flamethrowers, and then finally with some machine gunning. Over here, Bazooka Joe tried to fire at the heavy flak grenadiers and didn't actually manage to damage them. These guys just ran around the corner as quickly as they could, and these guys, I believe, they actually fought off some of the zombies themselves in combat too. Is that right?
That's about right, I think.
Yeah.
Killed one, perhaps.
Yeah, something like that. Let's go with one. I like that. So, at the moment, the death toll is quite heavy against me. Currently, Rich has just suffered 1 unit. I've suffered 3 full units, including the tank. And we're moving into turn 4. So that's it, a very quick and bloody turn 4. We had a revelation in this turn. We found out there's a vehicle damage chart and you have armour save rolls. So we've just started using those as well, okay? So Rich got to go first in this one again.
No command rolls though.
No command rolls, so I got to move first. I think I just moved with my tank.
You moved Bazooka Joe?
No, I didn't move with my tank, I just moved Bazooka Joe, yeah, into cover. And then you got to act with your units.
I did. I used the laser squad to take on Bazooka Joe, which was quite successful.
Wiped them out, yeah.
I used my the missile troops, I forget their name now.
Heavy flak grenadiers, those guys are, yeah.
I used those on... Did I use those on Bazooka Joe as well, or was it on the squad in the centre? I thought
It was on the squad in the centre, wiped them out.
And then the tank fired at the
hot dog,
which we had some success with, though not 100%. And then it moved on to Rob's turn.
Yeah, in which I just moved these 2 units around, the only 2 left. The hot dog fired at the heavy flak grenadiers, and so did the barbecue squad, and managed to wipe them out.
So there's not much left force-wise there.
Not much left to do. So next turn is going to be our last turn because of time constraints, and we'll see what victory points we're left with there. So that is the end of the game. We're going to leave it there, guys. So it's been quite fun. It's been very, very quick.
Informative, I would say.
Informative, yeah, definitely, because we didn't really know the rules when we started playing. We kind of learnt as we went on, and I think I know a little bit more now, and next time I play should be a bit better. So let's talk about what happened. So we'll start with the command phase.
Again, no commands.
Yeah, I got to move, so I moved with my hot dog, and then it was Rich's turn to...
I fired my big guns and the hot dog went away.
It went boom.
And then the laser squad tried to run in and still didn't have the range to take on the BBU squad, which are hidden here.
Yeah. So the barbecue squad then went round the side of the tank using their fast roll and poured everything they could into it, hoping to destroy it, and unfortunately they didn't manage to. So it took 2 points of damage off of it, so it's left on 5 points of damage. It's a harsh beastie, but that's it. So I do this at the end of every game. So Rich, what was your man of the match for that game?
I'd have to say, and I forget the name once more, but the German tank.
Yeah, the Königsluth.
Killed the most
awesome.
stuff.
It did, definitely.
I don't think it's good for every game.
No.
Because of its points cost and the firepower gets poured on it. But in this case, the extreme range and the damage it does, yeah, very good.
Okay. For me, I think the best performing unit was probably the Pounder, I think.
It did do a lot of damage.
It did, indeed. So that's it from us. It's been a good game. I hope this has been informative for you guys. Please comment, rate and subscribe, and I will talk to you all soon. See you in a bit, guys.